Because in this life, all of us, we are a walking dead. Is that correct? Thank you. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the C-Shape podcast. Today is going to be very interactive because I put out a poll just to do a question and answer session with the audience. So I got quite a number of questions and I'm going to answer them today. So the first question says that, is it true that people with sickle cell usually die before years? The person did not put a particular year, but I guess the person is trying to say, okay, they don't live long. And can sickle cell be cured? So let's ask two questions in one. Is it true that people with sickle cell usually die before years? I don't know how many years the person has in mind, but okay. No. Sickle cell individuals live meaningful and productive lives, okay? Also, there are new treatment options that have helped to improve quality of life and also increase the life expectancy, because there is an expectancy, but people have actually surpassed that age and they are living productive lives irrespective of the health challenge. So I don't know if you guys know Ashiata Onikoyi-Laguda. She died at age 95 in 2020, and she's believed to be the oldest person who lived with the disease, and she died at 95. So there is life expectancy, but treatment options have made it very easier for individuals to live meaningful lives and forget about what? Life expectancy. I hope I answered your question. So they don't have a particular deadline, because in this life, all of us, we are a walking dead. Is that correct? Thank you. The second question is, can sickle cell be cured? Yes, and that is the bone marrow transplant. It's also called stem cell transplant. A bone marrow is a soft tissue in the body that produces cells that give blood. It helps to produce new blood each day. I know sickle cell has to do with blood disorder, right? So we literally have blood cells that are not healthy. So where bone marrow transplant comes in is that it is a procedure where the unhealthy blood cells are removed and replaced by the bone marrow that can actually produce healthy cells. So this is me saying it in simpler terms. So it's best for you to contact a healthcare provider or someone that is more knowledgeable in this field. They'll be able to tell you a lot of things about bone marrow transplant, but that's just me breaking it down a bit, and that is the known cure for sickle cell disease. The next question says, do you ever blame God or your parents for having sickle cell disease? No. Let me be frank with this. Anytime I have sickle cell crisis, I'm not always happy. I'm like, why me? Oh, why me? Why me? I don't blame God, because this life, there is a purpose for being alive. Yes, there's probably something that you need to do, and the things you need to fulfill while being on earth here. So there was a post I saw on my friend's WhatsApp status. The thing stuck with me. Maybe God gave you this mountain so you can show others that it can be moved. Deep, right? Yes. Maybe God gave you that particular situation so that you can be a source of strength and show others that you can actually pull through this. Yes, I think that is just it for me, because I feel like I'm beginning to even find it so easy to talk about my condition. Gone are those days when I was in junior and senior secondary school. I was like, I don't want anyone to know I have sickle cell. It becomes different when people know that you have a chronic illness. I don't want that. I just want to live a normal life and everything. And look at me. I am an advocate. I am actually talking about it, and I want a sickle cell free generation. I don't want more babies born with sickle cell disease, and I'm actually walking through that path. So I don't blame God because I have sickle cell, and most especially I don't blame my parents. I mean, during the time there was nothing like know your genotype campaign, awareness, and all of that, so it could actually pass. And if my mom and dad did not meet, I will not be here. I won't be here. I won't be talking to you guys right now. Yes. And there will be no Kweju. Yeah. So, and I love my parents so much. So I don't blame them. And they've been so supportive. They see me as like a very strong person, and even if they know that I have crisis, that means it has gotten to this point. My friends and I rugged it, and God has been helping me. Yes. So back to the question, I don't blame God, I don't blame my parents. And yes, I also feel like there is a knowledge gap around sickle cell disease that needs to be bridged. Let's close that gap and create more awareness so that more babies are not born with this condition. Nigeria has the highest number of babies born every year. Why? Is it trophy? What's going on? So we need to curb that, and I think I am just lending my voice to be a change in my community. So I'm so glad I'm able to do that. I feel like that's my purpose here. Did I answer your question? I hope so. Next question is, what is your lowest point as a sickle cell patient? I think my lowest point is always when I have crisis. That's when you see different dimensions of me. And I feel like my friends have seen a lot. Every part of my body starts to pain me, and pain is very challenging. I don't know how to explain sickle cell pain. It's as if they're using hammer to hit my bones. So imagine it's happening on my chest, my legs, my hands, my back at the same time. I literally stay on calls with my friends, and they just hear me cry, and they will stay on the call. What's up call now? Sorry, so what are we taking? The hot water? Did you boil water now? On the call, and I'm saying, hey, yeah, I actually turn to something else, and I assume different positions, positions that will make the pain better. Even in the hospital, when I get admitted, I assume different positions. You can see my leg hang up. You can see me turn another way, because that's that position that the pain is better. Just leave it like that. Food too, I cannot eat food. That's where all my friends know that they want to buy me ice cream. I start their wicked friends. That is when they know that they want to buy me chicken. They want to buy me pepper soup. I can't eat it. I can't. Anyway, these are the lowest points. I don't feel happy about it, because I'm not always strong at that point. I think I just hope I answered your question. I've said a lot. Next, any devastating moments you have experienced with this condition? Why are we talking about sad things? Please now. I've had a lot of moments that I consider them devastating. I'll mention a few. There was time I was admitted on the floor. It's a stretcher. I know there are stretchers and there are stretchers. Now, Nigerian stretcher, it's like Macintosh. You know that waterproof material, like a rubber now, they can put on beds, because it's waterproof. That is Nigerian stretcher. So I have to stay on that Macintosh stretcher in quotes until there was bed space and a patient was transferred from the A&E, so I was able to enter. You get? That was devastating for me, because to start with, I was not supposed to be in that place. I had a test that I missed. So 2 things happened to me that day. I missed my test because I had crisis early in the morning when I was preparing to go for that test, and I found myself in the accident and emergency unit where there are no beds, and I had to stay on the stretcher on the floor. It was very sad. Anyway, let's just move from that. There was a time I went to Aglo Sickle Cell Club health talk. I was opportune to speak there. I think I posted the video on the podcast Instagram. It's there. And I saw children with sickle cell. There are about 150 children, teenagers, and adults who have sickle cell. In this age and time, I'm seeing children 6 months old, 1 year with sickle cell. Come on. I was like, what is going on? It made me feel like there is more work to do. There's more work to do in terms of letting people know how important this is, because at the end of the day, the baby is going to be the one to go through the pains. You will not be the one to go through the pains. So it's very important to consider this before, going ahead with partners who you're not compatible with. Even though I got acquainted with one of the babies, she's about 3 years old, so I have to give her my phone, we played Candy Crush and all. So there were sweet moments, but at the same time, knowing that this child actually has sickle cell and there are times where she would go through so much pain, I don't think that's the way to go. So yeah, that was quite bad, and I consider that a very devastating moment for me.
Madam, you leave my video? Leave my video.
The next question says, what can be used to cure avascular necrosis of the right hip in sickle cell? You people, I'm not a doctor. This question is not for me. I will just explain in layman terms what avascular necrosis actually means. So it is a sickle cell complication where blood supply to the femoral head becomes disrupted. So the bone there gradually dies and collapses. So the hip, the femoral head is this our femur, our thigh bone. The thigh bone is the femur, right? And then there's a bone here. So the head of that bone, like a ball and socket joint guy. Ball and socket joint that holds our hip here. When blood supply is disrupted, that is how avascular necrosis comes up. There's no blood and the bone dies, so it leads to problem with walking at the hip. So the person is practically unable to walk. That is what avascular necrosis means. In a layman terms, I just try to break it down here. So this person is not asking for what can be used to cure it. There are many treatments. It's best for you to consult with an orthopedic surgeon. Just go and see a healthcare provider. They are in the best position to give better treatment options for someone who wants to receive treatment due to avascular necrosis. This is the last question. It says, consider all things available. Will you do a bone marrow transplant? Considering all things available, I think you mean there's money, there is every other thing I need, right? No, I still won't carry out a bone marrow transplant. And that's because I feel like there are a lot of things involved in this bone marrow, getting a donor and all of that. There are a lot of people who have sickle cell, and there are some people who do not even take routine medications because they don't know that there's anything like alloduin or hydroxyurea or as little as folic acid. So that money that I want you guys to do bone marrow transplants, please come and give me. Give me. Let's go and support people who have sickle cell. I have bigger plans for the sickle cell community, and I think that it's better for me to invest in them than go and do a bone marrow transplant. Mind you, when you go through a bone marrow transplant, it is possible that it is successful or not. You can actually put that money into supporting other individuals who have this condition. The last time somebody crowdfunded for a bone marrow transplant, we all know what happened though. I think that will be all for this episode. I hope you guys learned one or two. Please share with your social network. Let it go around. Let everybody learn. If you have more concerns, please reach out to me. Follow me on social media. The C-Shape Podcast on Instagram. The C-Shape Podcast on YouTube. The C-Shape Pod on Twitter. And my email is thecshapepodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to my YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube now. Just click it and subscribe. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.